This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Okay, so between Wack 100 calling into Akademiks stream every day, trying to point fingers at everybody else about the Big U situation, and saying that Loose Cannon is now, this is somebody who he co-signed, Loose Cannon, as a, he really was about that life, and he was this, and they're co-signing him. Now the guy did nothing, and he's a liar, and he's nobody to believe. Wack 100 co-signed that guy. You have to stand by it, to be honest with you, because what are you supposed to believe that comes out of Wack's mouth? If he's co-signing this guy, and this guy was a snitch and working as an informant the whole time, is almost impossible. Almost impossible. You know why? Why is he locked up? And why isn't he in a certain cell block if he's locked up with the snitches? Because you go to a different part of the jail when you're a snitch, an informant basically. And then they kept talking about who was his handler. Everybody knows it was probably, we already know who his handler was. Okay, come on. So now, for some reason, Wack 100 is trying to shift the conversation towards Irv Gotti's brother, and he says, Chris Gotti, I never disrespected your name, although we know the foul play you did to your brother, Irv Gotti. Isn't Wack 100 the one that exposed that Irv Gotti had a heart issue, a heart attack, when he didn't want it to be out there? He says, you were always jealous of your brother. Tell him how you tried to poison. And he says, you know what? I'm going to just remind you of how much a sucker you are. Irv kept your rainbow secrets. You play with my name, I'll break the promise I had with your brother. Expose you for the tenderfoot you are. Gabby got my math. Try me. I don't know what's going on. I guess during this interview he mentioned Wack 100. I don't know. Summer Walker moves on from Rico Reckless. She says, thank you, Cardi, for pulling up. She was spotted in a picture with Cardi, and people were trying to say she's dating Cardi now when Cardi's wife was in the room. Says, Cardi, thanks for pulling up for my album and adding the finishing touches to my album. You are a perfect gentleman, and your wife is so sweet and funny. Yes, I'm single, but don't be weird. I can't even think about smashing another man. I love Rico. She says, I love Rico. He really is a sweet man when he wants to be. That's my pumpkin for life. Things just didn't align how we wanted to because we from two different worlds. Let's move on now and not create a false narrative. It was a weird relationship to begin with, honestly. Then Loren Lorosa, who we only know from the Breakfast Club, they inserted her in there when Jess Hilarious had to take leave. And she's trying to start a beef with Akademiks now to get her name out there more. She says, I'm here, and Akademiks lied. Kendrick like that. SZA is performing her butt off. The show is fire. What is that? But he said he just missed the show. He was going to go. 2 sold-out shows with Kendrick Lamar and SZA, as expected, right? Then DJ Akademiks says, bro, what'd I lie about? You're using my name for a tweet because you got some tickets? And then he says, new op identified. Yeah, Loren, what are you doing? Sean Combs' jury selection trial finally complete. All 50 Cent. He says, I'm not sure if this is fair. Don't worry. Be happy. Oh, man. And then, of course, Benzino's always talking about 50 Cent. But he has his own problems. Benzino has a million problems to be talking about anybody else. Let's not talk about just watch all the highlights of his police videos. I think he has 10 of them out. This one, he talks about his own paperwork. The guy from Ghetto Report podcast, which I'm going to go watch this after this. I only caught a clip. He talks about Benzino's paperwork when his cousin shot him and him giving a statement. Now, Benzino says, no. That was recordings from phone calls. That wasn't an actual statement. It doesn't matter. It was still used in the paperwork. That's what people don't get. There's dry snitching and then there's snitching. Dry snitching is talking on the phone, and it's a recorded phone call. I think it was from jail. I don't know. But anyways, it was used against you, and it was used as a statement. So, Benzino's trying to explain it away because he thinks he's some upstanding guy when his cousin exposed him for, helping.
If you think that's the... Yo, go get my paperwork.
This is your paperwork.
No.
The guy said, this is your paperwork.
No, I'm saying...
This is
I'm saying, hold on. But that's from the recordings, right?
No.
The recordings.
No.
From what?
This is from the court date, the trial.
Right.
I got the whole...
Right. No. But a lot of that is from recordings, and then you have to look...
That's it. What happened was, go check out the Get a Report podcast to hear the whole thing, because I'm going to go check it out right now. All right. This is what Wack 100 is going to say. Oh, no. That was from Clubhouse. No, it's the same thing. Come on. Let's stop. All right. Let's stop with all this. It's just, it's disappointing, man, because you see all these people and you're like, okay, yeah, they're a stand-up person. They're from the streets and they uphold a certain moral and principles. These people don't. They don't. When someone says, I'm from the streets, that doesn't mean anything. People snitch from the streets every day. Doesn't give you any credibility anymore in my book. Okay? It just means, okay, cool. You know a little bit more. You've been through a little more. That's it. Anyways, I'll check you guys in the next one. And I hope you guys are having a great day. Let's see what else is going on today, just before we get off. Oh, yeah, that guy Jack Doherty says the guy that was rapping about his chains, Jack Doherty, come get your chain back. That's not... I think that's Chain Snatcher out of Florida.
Come on, get your
Jack Doherty.
chain back, Dory.
All right, first of
He said that's not
all,
my chain.
those aren't even my chains, but whoever actually robbed me, you can keep them because I just bought 2 new chains for $500,000, so had to upgrade on them. But yeah, everyone thinks I had insurance on the first 2 chains. I didn't. Lesson learned, so I got insurance on these bad boys. Let's go.
Okay. Anyways, I'll check you guys in the next one. JordanTower with JT News. Peace.